Okay, so astrology time. It's Tuesday. It's the 11th month, but it's the 4th day. So we've got November 4th. And what do we got going on here? Well, our moon in Aries will be void of course at 6:21. So you're here for astrology, right? Astrology time. Shane here, daily-astrocat. So let's talk about this. We've got the moon in Aries void of course at 6:21. So all that energy that we've had has really been fired up, and it was really made strange because we had Mars in the final degrees of Scorpio. So if it felt a little strange or disconjuncted or something like that, or disconjoined, there's probably a good reason for it. Now, let's talk about this because the moon will enter Taurus at 8:01 a.m. No long void, of course, right? Okay, green shirt. Eyes turning aqua to match it. Yeah, that's where we're at right now, right? So let's talk about this. There's much here to celebrate. Now, Mars will enter Sagittarius. Now, if you felt stressed over the last few days, you're doing things that were obsessive, obnoxiously, and overly Scorpio. Scorpio things. Chances are you picked up on Mars getting ready to exit the realm of the Scorpion. What are Scorpio things? Well, it's occult things. It's an obsession with secret things. It's investigating, wanting to get to the bottom of stuff. It's being very vengeful, and it's also being very motivated by sex, right? So those things could have been just way out of whack, right? So if we're thinking about that, now we're entering a realm of possibility. Mars leaves that anaretic degree where all those bad qualities of Scorpio are pretty much brought to light, right? The obsessive, the emotional, the controlling, control issues, or maybe feeling like you're being controlled. That stuff all dissipates, and now it's a realm of possibility, optimism, and expansion, right? Our actions will lead to that because that's what Mars governs. The actions, the things that we're actually doing. Now, very important to note that what was learned in Scorpio by Mars was kind of like a blueprint, okay? And it was a blueprint in many areas. Now, the first day, this right here, it's going to be a little volatile. It's going to be a little topsy-turvy. Mars is opposing Uranus in Taurus, all right? So the devastating hurricane that hit Jamaica and Cuba falls nicely into this Mars in the anaretic degree, opposing Uranus in Gemini. Uranus in Gemini air sign, right? What could that possibly be, right? Electrical, a sky god, weather, right? Extreme weather. Mars, malefic, as they say, but, opposing Uranus creates that kind of tension, that opposition just has that tension going with it. Now, remember, that was also at the point of a kite as well. So we have to remember that we've got some things going on here, and the things that are going on are going to be very, very, very volatile, okay? So just think about it. It's not going to last too long because we also have Mars going to be conjunct Mercury. Mercury hasn't gone too far ahead. Mercury will make it to about 6 degrees. Mars is at 1 degree. The orbs are still well within each other. So our thoughts and actions, now they're more out there. Now they're more optimistic and expansive, right? Because we've gone beyond. The sun is in that place of watery power where it's like, well, I don't know if I like this intuition, but here we are. So, look, expect a huge ejection of massive hot air across all of North America today, right? Yeah, the closing arguments for election day, local elections and the stuff like that, right? Also the nonsense going on with this government shutdown in Washington, D.C. So that's what we got. The politicians are pointing fingers and blaming each other for the current impasse in government. Expect surprises at the poll today in the U.S., but not everything is as it would seem, right? Someday we'll learn the truth, but today, maybe even today is that day. But even if we learn the truth, nothing's going to happen from it, right? No, of course not. So why is nothing going to happen? Why did my screen suddenly disappear? Oh, because I didn't touch anything. Okay, so let's see. Today's a reminder that this misery is easily corrected. Okay, how can we easily correct it? Social action, right? Citizen participation in local organizations, and by actually learning about the issues and shutting down the 24-hour news coverage cycle that tends to thrive and feed on this chaos, right? So guess what today's keyword is? Shut it down. Shut down that news cycle. Shut it down. Put it out of your mind. You can work on better things. All right, unless you're working to fix this, and that's a better thing too. The color today is light tan. All right, so Mars may have left us reeling as he left Scorpio, but the sun is here. Sun's still in Scorpio. Yeah, our actions may begin to reach further, but we're still in the middle of trying to deal with kind of the new digs we found ourselves in, right? Hey, this is a different situation. What are we doing here? Well, what is next, and how can we hold on to it? The answer would seem to be endless expansion, but you got Saturn sitting in Pisces saying, There's a limitation on that, right? And I'm sure that you can sense that limitation. At the end of the day, there's still a job to be done, right? This isn't so much about winners and losers. It is about who is willing to do the required work. And that is what we need to be cognizant of. And how do you do that required work? Shut it down. Don't listen to the outside. Go on your own inner intuition. As important as goals are, this coming full moon will allow us to outline our next phase from our current vibrational level. Way up there, right? Yep, way up there. This is super relevant and will serve to help us balance our creative output, at least initially. There's very much an independent streak that runs through all this, thanks to the proximity of Black Moon Lilith to the Sun and where Mars is at and everything right at the end, right towards the end of Scorpio. That's why that's why things were kind of crazy as Mars was exiting, because it was just like there was too much of that energy of wanting to know, having found out, maybe not finding out enough, maybe just whatever the heck it is, what it was. Blue Alice explained it pretty well, let me tell you. Blue Alice Wonder. I love those comments, by the way, when people comment about the day and what they think and what they're experiencing, because it allows me to go back and take a look at something and say, oh, was there something that wasn't corrected, or is there something that needs to be looked at? Because that's something that's good to do too, because this is lunar astrology, because our mood of the day is determined where the moon is. However, all the other planets, particularly where the sun is at, and our personal planets all have some bearing on that as well. So that's why the astrology is always in a state of flux and constantly changing. I mean, it would be nice to say, oh, moon's in Taurus. That means we're going to think about money things. That means we're going to think about our comfort and our... Yeah, to some degree. But then again, there's all these aspects that come up that are like, where are we? What are we doing? And the moon in Taurus is going to be opposing the sun in Scorpio. So that's where the full moon comes at, and that will be tomorrow. So look, nothing's easy. That's everything we're going to do, right? Now, nothing is easy and everything has to be earned. Now that the votes are cast, maybe some things will begin moving forward again. Maybe. Cross your fingers and set your personal sights as high as they will go. Real changes are coming quickly, and they will come home to roost by next Tuesday, which is 11/11. So, that's what I got for you. Let's talk about a couple of things, okay? Our event is in 1879. There's one Thomas Elkins. He's an African-American inventor. He patents a refrigerating apparatus. Now, Mr. Elkins, or Dr. Elkins, is very, very well known in some other things, too. He was also a pharmacist, a doctor, a dentist, a medical examiner, as well as an inventor. So, African-American polymath Thomas Elkins. That's what you got. And then our birth is Harry Ferguson. He's born in 1884. He's an Irish aviator. He basically wanted to invent the first airplane in Ireland, right? So he's an engineer, and he's an inventor of the modern tractor. He actually didn't invent the tractor, but he invented the system that actually guides the plows and where it connects and the takeoffs and everything, and just how it attached. So that's where the modern tractor comes from. And you may know his name from the tractor brand Massey Ferguson. Still bears his name. Born in 1884, died in 1960. He's born in County Down, Ireland, Northern Ireland, because it's the United Kingdom. And that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate and love every single one of you. Boy, was this long today. All right, so today's keyword, no surprise there, shutdown. And the color is light tan, but I'm not talking about a shutdown. I'm talking about us shutting down them, okay? We're going to shut down that distraction flow, the propaganda flow, and just keep on moving on with our lives, right? Yes, that's what we need to do. Today is a 5. Happy astrocatting. And remember, it starts here with you. Go vote in your local elections if that's relevant. Happy astrocatting. Take care.